Hi, good people. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. How are you all doing? Today, I have already covered two reviews. Fragrances. One is the list. Other one is the individual review. Please check them out. And if you enjoy the content, please leave a comment and a like if possible. If you didn't subscribe, please do consider because I'm so close to the 100,000, but it's got very slow. And numbers are not everything, but as a fragrance reviewer, it would be nice to reach that milestone. So please help me if possible. And I want to share a few things with you after a long time facing the camera. It's been weeks actually. So I would like to give you, basically it's not going to be review, so you can skip the video if you're not interested in that. I'll give you my life updates, health updates, and a little bit few things, serious things I want to discuss. Nothing controversial, but just typical about life. So if you're looking for fragrance related content, perhaps this is not going to be all of it, right? So let's go one by one. Health updates, okay? Many of you know that I suffer from a lot of health issues, and I'll give you one by one from head to toe. First problem that I has is vision. Okay, I cannot see basically without my specs, so my power actually has changed. I'm still using the old specs, so when I drive, I do have a vision problem. Far away things I cannot see that well. At night time, it's very difficult for me to drive. So basically, I need to get it checked because I have complex power. But it's been many years of the phone, laptops, obviously, and TV watching. So yeah, that happened with age. A lot of things become worse. If you get 40 and plus, like above, you'll start seeing your legs are not doing so good. Your back, if you sit somewhere, it's very difficult to get up. And you try to stay relevant. I walk every day, at least 7,000 steps, and I drink plenty of water. So unfortunately, I also have very bad discipline of food. I used to take a lot of sugar, so I was diabetic. I didn't control my diabetes, so that started causing a lot of problems. One thing is my abscess problem, which is due to diabetes excess, taking excess sugar. Then recently, my UTC, urinary tract infection, and that one really made me suffer for a very long time. Then I had one abscess at the back at my head that stayed about 12 days or something to go away completely. So apart from that, I have a leg injury. When I played cricket, I had a toe. Once I fell like this, and then my leg basically I picked up an injury. So that thing never went away. I never did any operation. So once in a while, if I drive for a long time, it comes back. Then I have a small accident with my small finger in my left toe. I hit something very hard. I think something broken or something, but I don't know what happened. So that pain comes back. I also have a pain of giving you some total problems. I have dental problems all over my life, all throughout my life. Then once I was doing gym somewhere in 2009 or 12, I don't remember. So I was picking weight, and then something happened. I had a picked up an injury underarm. That one never went away. Even if I pick something, like try to do workout and everything, it hurts me. Once in a while. The most painful currently is this my wrist injury, which I picked up during my cooking years. I used opened a restaurant from 2012 to 2015. I would say 3 years I operated. So that time I used to handle a lot of heavy pans, like utensils, and I used to chop. My hand had a lot of pressure on me throughout the day, morning all the way to night. So those who are chef, they can understand the pain. So I think had some damage on my wrist, and when I try to work out with my dumbbells, I have about 7.5 kilos each. So I work out with those, but when I do like more than 3 sets, okay, of 20s, then it starts hurting. So yeah, a lot of issues, back pain and all. But recent times, my right kidney had been affected. It got enlarged in size due to the UTC and the sugar problem as well. So I actually was very unwell. Someone was telling me like I have to go through. One of the doctors said maybe I have to go through surgery. I got really scared, and I had small stones because of those diabetes problems. So this thing really made my life very painful. So altogether, I got very depressed. When you are going through months after months, I have severe, because of this sickness, I have severe problem with sleeping disorder. So I take a lot of medication, antibiotics, and also, medications are not good. So altogether, my life actually, you know, it's a bit difficult. In the meantime, I try to manage reviews, videos, because this is my line of work. So if I miss out on a couple of days or 3, 4, 5 days, if I miss out on few days of walking, I get very upset and I feel unwell. Okay, and then my income also drops. So currently, Bangladesh is seeing really bad economic crisis. People wouldn't tell you that. You from outside, you may look like, oh, Bangladesh is doing so good. GDP is good. You have nice roads and bridges, but underneath that, people standards of living has gone really bad. Nowadays, I cannot drive. I'm a good driver. I never had any accident in Malaysia of my 17 years. About 15 years I drove there, and here I drove about how long? 6, 7 years now. So here I and unfortunately had a couple of accidents on my car, and none of them were my fault. Here people drive recklessly. None of them have any manners. Most of them don't have license. They drive like crazy. And if you are a normal person, you usually follow the rules. Still, you'll be a victim. So given all this, the expenses that they endure, and unfortunately my family, like I cannot depend on them so much on, because when I'm sick I do still all the work, get medication, see the doctor. And at certain point you really see that money is the one that's most important in poorer countries, because we come from middle class. So everybody emphasizes on their properties and stuff, so that got me really upset and all that. I don't want to go in depth, but I was not well. Even now, right now, I'm not all that well, but I'm feeling much better by grace of God. That's my health update, and I've been doing from the behind the camera all these videos. Reason being, I was too depressed to face the camera. Sometimes, some days I look really bad. My eyes were like inside. I was restless. I couldn't sleep. One night I went about 27 times to the loo, and my lower abdomen got so painful. Man, I really pray that nobody has to go through these physical unwellness, and I really pray you don't have to ever go to hospitals. Just make sure you do not abuse your body and put too much of fast food. I take a lot of red meat, so I quit all kind of sugar right now. I am not taking any more red meat. Only once in a while I eat like pasta or chicken, but mostly I eat stuff that are not super greasy or processed food. And I'm taking those cranberry juice for my UTC, which is uh, no, UTI, sorry, not UTC. UTC is different. Urinary tract infection, a UTI. So that helps me. I have some other medications. I'm taking a lot of this medication every day just to be good. I walk every day almost. So I'm feeling much better with all your prayers. So I hope it stays that way. I don't have to go back to sickness. And after a long time, I slept that night. It feels good. So that's my health update. I'm really sorry it took that long to say all these things, but yeah, but let's talk about something else, right? Right now, Bangladesh, I noticed one thing. I think it's all over the world. It's a little bit tensed. You can tell a lot of unemployment, a lot of tension, fights between different countries, diplomatic issues, war, and all those things are happening. Like you see what's happening between India, Canada, even Bangladesh, America are having some issues. So life is becoming more tense. You'll see that when financial crisis happens, a lot of crimes go up. This is what we learned in economics. And then the corruption have gone up. And then there's a lot more taxation, and people try to steal from you. And sometimes people lose from their banks here. And you see in states, I read these very unfortunate things. I watch videos that shopping malls getting robbed and all that, because I think it's due to poverty and due to lack of employment. So these all things are connected. And especially after the COVID scenario, 2019, I think a lot of businesses shut down, a lot of people lost jobs. So their life really changed upside down. Some people totally changed their careers. I'm talking about serious stuff. And some people actually did really good when they did like freelancing, working from home online. They sort of found their career. But unfortunately, nowadays, now our government is sort of declaring that the freelancers have to pay 10% of their earning to the government, which I feel is very unfair, because freelancers, YouTubers, I think they're all in the same group. They will bring the money to the country, foreign, like currency. They are the ones supposed to be rewarded, as far as my understanding goes. The government should give them incentives, rewards, more. Banks should give them more benefits, because the US dollar is coming, pounds are coming due to the freelancing work. Instead of that, they're going to take some more money. You already lose money when you cash out from the bank. So basically, it's sad, everywhere. It's not just me. I'm not going through so much. A lot of people are suffering severely from unemployment, losing jobs, pay cuts, and work tension, and people are always in bad mood. I am one of those. I usually try not to drive. I used to enjoy driving. I do not drive anymore here in Dhaka, because the city has unbelievable number of cars, vehicles, and the rickshaw, CNG. Those things are slow vehicles, and the buses don't even ask. So Bangladesh has no traffic system. Really horrible. nobody follows signal. Our people are also worst. Okay, no manners on the road, so you cannot enjoy the drive even at the weekends, any part of the day, always jammed, right? So you always face like tension. You always think back of your head so much worry, and with that mental health also depreciates, like deteriorates. And that's what's happening with me. I get very angry, agitated, and I curse. I sometimes come back on what's wrong with me. I get so angry. Then I realize it's, I don't want to be out there at all. Slowly our options of going out is getting slimmer. So anywhere you go, there are loud people misbehaving. They spit right in front of you, or they don't let you pass, they don't follow queue. A lot of these things are happening. So all these things, what I'm trying to say is, it's also affecting the economy. People's purchasing power. If you talk about luxury goods, like perfumes and everything, it's now far-fetched. Many people, I would say about, I don't know about the exact number, but I think significantly dropped perfume sales. In Bangladesh, the sellers, they're selling mostly latafas a lot. Latafa is selling a lot. This house is where my latafas, like it's at the back, Mason Alhambra, this kind of lines, $25 to $35. These are the top sellers. But mostly the Dior and Chanel's have gone out of people's purchasing power, because now something like a bloody Chanel will cost you about $200. So that's niche pricing. Some people still buy niche. Who can afford, money is not an issue. If you have good income, you are rich, no problem. But nowadays what I'm seeing, fragrances are exactly, some fragrances, the cheaper ones, have doubled the price, like a crazy. And if you go to a market, government really doesn't cannot actually, I would say, monitor the market. So food prices can go just crazy high. And people who are middle class or lower middle class, nowadays we only have like two classes. There's no middle class anymore. There's like, uh, maybe you can say lower middle class or something, middle class, but there's just rich people and them. There's two class, not like lower, middle, and so middle class is suffering as well. So middle class is under the caution as well, because they cannot afford rental, they cannot afford a car, they cannot afford to buy decent food, beef, all these things, which you need for the family. So this is very sad, and mostly it's corruption also syndicating. So these are the not the perks of living in a country. I would say developing country, but doesn't really feel like it, right? So to me, a developed country has to be, system has to be clean. People don't cheat you. You can get good value for your money. Prices fixed everywhere. You get good quality petrol, and it's controlled in the market. And nobody bothers you. They leave you alone. They give you space. Here, there's no space. There's no sense of privacy. Everybody's loud. They play loud music. They just don't care, right? So this thing actually just shows the quality of living is very bad, the pollution in the air. Some people say, hey, Joy is not a patriot, he doesn't say good things about his country. Man, it's easy to say this when you live in a developed country. Okay, when you face a lot of corruption, you want to go for your driving license and you want to get it, or you upgrade it. You cannot do it without bribery. They say they lost your documents. If you want to change your, if you want to open a business, to get a permit and everything is very difficult. So these things happen because we ourselves have made a mess out of the system. We are used to corruption. We do not pay our dues. Nobody pays taxes. If everybody did regular and they care for others, life would be great. So living here, working here, I sometimes feel I want to move to somewhere like a decent country where I can just work. I can live at my small station and there's no noise. I can just stay away. I just need my peaceful and quiet. I became like that. I became unsocial, even though I work on social media, but I don't like to socialize anymore. Meeting a lot of people, a lot of disappointment, a lot of people misbehave. They don't know how to speak, So, it really hurts, like one side, you get so much love, support, and honor or respect from a lot of communities. They say you are great, your reviews are good, and we respect you. At other side, people try to use you. If you don't let them use you, they abuse you. So this happens here. So because I think we just have too many people in a small country, that's the main problem. Uh, that's why developed countries, they're peaceful and quiet, less number of people, and living standards are good. But again, every country has its good and bad. Cannot deny it, right? So if you happen to be, I'll just tell you, I'll finish in this note. If you happen to be in a country where you get food items and you can afford your groceries, okay, you can afford a car, you can have your own house, you can pay your bills, okay, and you don't have any natural disasters or calamities, I think you should consider yourself, even, oh, medication and like what do you call, medical services are good from government, and then you can get those within your earning budget, and you still have some savings, you are doing so good. So thanks to your God, and say prayers. If you're physically good, well, you can eat fruits, veggies, and you can spend time in holidays. There's no stress. I think you're doing good. And another thing is, wherever you are, appreciate good things, give credit to people if they do good, and do not forget those who are there for your tough times. I have few friends. I really am disappointed in so many guys and my friends. I was there in the difficult times when they're unemployed, when they went through tough times in family. I don't expect anything from them, but when I got ill, when I got sick, they never even messaged. They saw, I updated my Facebook. They never even bothered to give me a call or a message. How are you doing? So it really bugged me. Someone actually said, you better just live your own life and mind your own business and take care of yourself, because in future or in the past, nobody was ever there for you, and they're not going to be there for you. So don't let people make your life decisions. Okay. So do what makes you happy, do what you're meant to do, and enjoy it. And I think peaceful and quiet is the way to go. I mean, if you have too many friends. Okay, one last point. I've seen many people, okay, doing this mistake. You have these so-called friends you don't even like, okay. You think you like them, you're always spending time with them, you listen to them, you listen to their problems, and you give them good advices, but later you see they don't take your advice, they actually do what they want to do. So what's the point of wasting your time, right? So these very people you do not like, you get very annoyed, and they also talk about you behind your back. And end of the day, you cannot dump them. You still have to socialize, smile with them. You have to go out with them, spend time for coffee. I cut off this kind of people from my life. I don't need that seriously. It's okay. People can get upset, but I don't let people waste my time. So make sure like, your time is precious. Self care is important. If you are okay doing social work and you don't want anything in return, that's fine. But at the same time, if you feel abused, do not do it. Okay, do what makes you happy, and take care of yourself first. Mental peace is the most important. If you are happy up here, everything else is good. Help someone who needs help. Perhaps they don't know you. Help some strangers in need. A lot of people just want to use you. That's it. If they cannot use you, they'll never even care for you. So there you go. So yeah, life is all about struggles and challenges, but it goes on. And I learned a few things through my sickness, that you cannot count on anybody except maybe your real friends. But it really hurts, to know that the world is about money. If you don't have money, no one cares for you, especially if you're a guy. If you're a girl, maybe your husband will take care of your father will take care of you. But if you're a guy, you're all alone out there. This is the reality. Okay. So I pray for all of you guys. Your life is tough. I know that. And I don't want to like say, oh, one better than other, women are better off. I don't want to say that. I don't want to be biased, but I know life can be difficult for guys out there, especially if you don't earn enough, if you don't make good living. Life can be very, very, very depressing. So I pray for all of you guys. If you're going through some mental health problem, physical health, I pray for you, like the way you pray for me. Be strong. God is out there, okay, somewhere, and good things will happen. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Good to see you after a very long time. Bye bye.